breezy. It seems like every time I hunt in here, winds are pretty strong, but hunted this morning, hung in there till about 2 o'clock. Didn't see any movement, which kind of shocks me, you know. A lot of times November 1st is one of those days where things just take off. But back in here, where we spent some time muzzleloader hunting, there are, without a doubt, a lot of big mature does in here. And the thought process is, if those older does go in to eat first, might get some chasing action in here a little bit earlier. So hopefully that's the kind of thing we're going to see play out in front of us. Gonna hang on tight and see what happens. Well, down to about 7 minutes of legal light. Bit of a lackluster November 1st. 2 fawns out here. Nothing this morning, but that wind that just felt like it was never gonna end. It did calm down here the last probably 10 minutes, but that's bringing in what I think is going to be a much better day tomorrow. Bringing that front in, it's 49 now. Going to be 37 in the morning. I think the high is 51 or something like that. So planning an all day sit. Going to go down to the newsstand down on the bottom, and hopefully we see more than we did today. But go figure, the wind's picking back up, but it also feels like it shifted just in these last couple minutes. The whole time it was coming this way. Now it's actually kind of over my right shoulder here, which isn't so good for out in the field. But I think we're gonna go climb down, get everything squared away, and make a plan for morning. Well, it's Saturday, November 2nd. Beautiful morning, 37 degrees, dead still. But you just saw there why I never hung a stand over here. It's real hard to get significant cover. She definitely picked me out. Oh, there she is again. She wasn't overly concerned. She's coming back up this way. I know if I turn that camera around, I'm in trouble. Kind of good she's coming back. I expect most of the movement to come off the hill and down, and I do think we have a better chance of getting away with that. So, sorry I'm distracted, but I'm gonna let it play out. It is also the first day of fall turkey season. You probably heard that gobble. That's another reason I want to stay here. I don't want to scramble to another stand here right when they're going to fly down, so we'll see what happens. I'm curious what this doe is going to do. If she gets behind some trees, I'll get the camera back on her. Promising start. I did that to myself. I was trying to make sure I got the camera on him. He came out all the way up there in the corner, probably 100 yards away or so. I just saw him. He's heading right back down where he came from. I saw him. He definitely looked like a shooter to me. I think he's probably 3.5, having seen him a little bit better. But I'd have still definitely taken the shot if I could have gotten the opportunity. But I grunted, and he must have stopped. He was straight behind this tree. I couldn't see him for forever. And I did a roar, and a snort wheeze, and another roar. And all of a sudden he was coming. He was trotting down the hill. But that's what happens when you're doing open hardwoods calling. A lot of times they get to that 40, 50, 60 yard mark. I think he probably stopped at 50 or 55. And they just stop and they're trying to see the deer that, was calling at them. That's why I was trying to get the camera up. I wasn't sure he was going to come the rest of the way down, and obviously that was a nice buck. I wanted to get him on film, but that was stupid. I might have gotten a shot if I just sat here and waited. I've just seen it so many times, specifically down here. Call a deer in from 125 yards away, and then they don't close that last 20 yards to get in the range, but I got no excuse for that. Well, it's Wednesday, November 6th. I'm set up in this ladder stand that Isaac and I hung last weekend. If you remember, in muzzleloader season, we had that hunt. We heard deer running everywhere, heard a real deep buck grunt. That was right down in this area. So, hopefully, gonna get some activity in here. There's a lot of signs, scrapes. There's a scrape right out here, like 18 yards. Rubs all over the place, so I get the feeling this is an area they're spending a lot of time. Kind of right at the front end of a small cold front, so we'll see. A little bit of rain coming through. Hopefully it gets them on their feet. I found a lucky turkey feather. I don't know what makes it lucky, but I found it, so it is. I was on my way down here. It is fall turkey season. I would imagine with this wind, that was probably today. I feel like it would have maybe ended up elsewhere if it had been there very long. But I'll be honest, I don't think we're going to see any turkeys, but it could happen. I'm so sorry that wasn't on film, but I mean, that buck came by at 5 yards. I have no idea where he came from, but he came down the hill right here, hit that scrape. I thought he was going to continue coming right here. I was going to be able to get it on film, but he came behind me. I'm not so sure that wasn't the buck that I called in down in the bottom Saturday. It's a good looking deer. I think it's a 3.5-year-old, but I'll tell you what, that'll happen so fast. Kyle and I are getting married in Colorado, December 12th this year, and we're gonna miss the second week of rifle. I really wanted to make sure I got a buck, and that's a beautiful Pennsylvania deer. I can't believe it. It was through brush. My arrow's laying right back there. That's an awesome PA deer. I did see him crash. He's right down here. It's hit me a little bit harder now. Sorry. It's a little bittersweet that I didn't get the shot on film. It really is. But that was an awesome deer. Awesome encounter. He was right here at 5 yards. He crossed the ravine. I stood up. He ran a little bit, but I think he was just crossing the ravine. I don't think I spooked him because he hit another scrape. Shot him right there at 20 yards. My flashlight's up at the truck. I gotta walk up the hill and go get it. But buck down, baby. Let's go. November 6th. I get to help Kyla. You know, first week of rifle, try to get a buck herself. Awesome. The only thing I didn't get was the shot on film, but that's okay with me. I'm gonna go get a light. We'll go take a look. Hey, by the way, Isaac texted me. What time did he say this? 4:50. He said about 5:09 it's gonna happen. I shot him at 5:19. He's off by 10 minutes, but I'll give him that. He helped hang the stand. It was actually his idea, and we sure picked the right tree. Anyway, now I'll get down. If I can stop shaking long enough to climb down. Well, the arrow broke off. See blood on there. Like I said, I did see him go down, but we'll track him. You can learn stuff from blood trailing, and rather than wander around in the woods, because obviously it's dark, might as well go right to him instead of trying to get to that spot. So should be about 70 yards down that way, but I don't even see blood. Gotta be here somewhere. Just a ton. I think that's blood on this, yeah. He's all twisted up. Well, he's my first Pennsylvania archery buck in 8 years. It was November 1st, 2016, the last time I released an arrow on a PA archery buck. So, of course, it had to be crazy circumstances, come by 5 yards and go behind the stand. But pretty cool looking deer. This is one that we've had on camera, kind of a massive 7-point, real thick G2 here. Probably ran, I don't know, 75 yards. And 2 for 2 on the G5 dead meats. I mean, just once we got going there, a blood trail you could run along. Just really impressed with that. And man, like I said on camera, I'm stoked to have my tag punched. I can help Kyla for the rest of archery and into rifle, and hopefully we can keep this rolling. But
That's a cool looking buck, and pretty darn cool to finally, you know, I've been self-filming for 6 years, and of course, shot itself wasn't on film, but finally kill a Pennsylvania archery buck on film. Taking a while, but I'd say it was well worth it.